Joe's got me out here with the hickory stave, and I want to make a 68-inch hickory bow from this piece of wood and try to pull back at my draw length of about 29, 30 inches, about 50 pounds or so, 45 to 50 pounds. So we're just doing the layout, and I'm trying to do this with hand tools as opposed to power tools because I can't afford to lose any more limbs, as Joe has already proven that he's cut his finger on that bandsaw over there. So we just slopped off the height, and what we're doing is the layout of the line, the center of the grain that we're going to follow, the width, the center point of the tip to tip, and the width of the limbs starting from the transition to the tip of the bow. And then we'll work on, at the same time, working on a profile of where this transition will occur and trying to just set off a minimum or a thickness of the limbs of at least 5/8 of an inch, because that's about probably where we're going to start off, and then we're going to fire harden it later on once we get a floor tiller ring set up. And I think that's pretty much it, right, Joe?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. We're going to get it rough. You're going to use all hand tools and get a nice bow roughly laid out, fire hardening, and then we'll you're going to have to do the tillering process after that. We'll be good. You'll be shooting the bow.
And the hand tools that I'm going to use are like chisels, draw knife, a hand saw. Just to kind of, I'm okay with the bow saw and things of that nature. These band saws, they kind of scare me, and skill saw might be the only thing that I would probably break out if I wanted to use a power saw. But I think this will work out nice. Joe's questioning the weight and the length of the bow, but if I can't make that draw length in poundage, then I'll just have a lighter bow with a shorter draw and give it to someone else.
Okay. All right. See what happens next.
Crazy loves company. All right, so this was day one. We just marked out some lines on this bow, on this staved, soon-to-be bow. And I wanted to tell Joe that one of the benefits, I smoke a lot of pork butts and briskets and ribs and stuff like that. And to find hickory, it costs money. So it's good to have a boyer that's making bows out of hickory, and you can just grab the scraps and use it for your smokehouse. And it's a plus. So every bow that doesn't work, it just comes right back into a smoker. But anyways, I wanted to add that. Thanks, Joe.
All right. To be continued.
All right, a fast video of me carrying lines as laying out this bow and looking at the center line. The center line, we carry the center line all the way down. It's following a grain. But notice there's a twist in this. You almost can see it. So I'm using the end to drop a line perpendicular, making a mark, so I'm not going to cut this portion, but I am going to remove the rough cut being this portion, leaving about 3/4 of an inch from that perpendicular line of wood. And then I carry that line all the way down to both sides to where it's about 2 inches here, and over at this point where it's a transition. So this is the center, 2, 4, 5 inches, so it's an 8-inch riser, 2 1/8 inch thick, leaving more wood than is needed, because when we fire harden, we're actually going to shrink this board. It's going to be fire hardened, so I'm leaving about 3/4 of an inch here, 5/8, 3/4 of an inch all the way down. It might actually be even more, because I'm going to leave the line when I do the rough cutting of this log. And carrying it all the way down to here, leaving the same mark and leaving extra amounts of wood, trimming out anything that doesn't look like a bow, I'm trimming out. And that's where those hatch marks are. And using a framing square, pencil, and even a straight edge, which is my level. Alrighty, so I'm cutting now relief cuts into the limb areas. And what I'm trying to do is, I'm doing it by hand with the bow saw. You probably could use the skill saws, band saws, sawzalls, even jigsaws. You can see the line that I'm trying to keep the thickness of the limb just a little bit more than, I don't want to go, I mean, I know that that's where I want to stop. So, and I have it transferred on both sides. Let's see if this works. So that I could see the depth and make sure that I'm actually cutting in parallel. When I get down to the transition area, it'll be a block. It'll be almost a square, and then I'll create the transition later. Knocking out these blocks, I'm going to use a chisel and a hammer and remove off all that doesn't look like a bow out of this profile. And then I'll do the same thing when I go for the limbs, when I set the width of the limbs later on. Alright, so I did these cuts all the way down to the line or close to the line. Now I'm going to cut these blocks of woods off using a hatchet. Yeah, see, I'll use this side here. Just to kind of rough cut it. Well, I started a little bit. All the way over here. It helps with two people, but the helper is doing the videotaping. So let's see if we can do this. We kind of whacked it with the line. Basically peeling off a big chunk. Now eventually I'm going to take a chisel and just get it down to this line or close to the line. And that line is carried on through here. And that's that. Thank you. Alrighty, I trimmed out the profile using an axe and some cuts. I got close to the line that I wanted on one side. Still got a little bit, I'll get it with the chisel. And the transition zone, the riser, and I'll chisel away nibble away the little bit that I gotta go. I got most of it off, and now it's getting lighter. Eventually, I'll do the front cuts, and I'll probably do the same method: relief and then chisel a little bit, relief and then chisel a little bit. Relief being cut into the wood so that it's not taking off big chunks, and I can have some control of how much wood I'm taking off. And then fire hardening after I'm ready and ready. It's the next day, early in the morning. You can see how close I got to that line with the hatchet and the hammer just to get those big chunks out. It's almost starting to look like a bow. So I'm going to get that depth, just a little bit more. I'm going to use, instead of a chisel, a drubble. Alrighty, so I did one side, got it close, still heavy, but that's okay. I'd rather leave some on and be able to take it off later. I'm going to do the other half. Joe Zummo suggested using the draw knife, and it seems to be working. I'm going to take off all the heavy stuff as much as I can, and then I'm going to do the transitions, likely with either a coping saw, a chisel, or maybe just use a belt sander. It's a lot of work. Crazy loves company. Thanks, Joe.
So we had a heat wave. It's been really hot.
Yeah.
And Jack wanted to do this bow with power tools. And look, he did a really good job. Oh, I'm sorry, I took some down on the bandsaw. But I got it cold this morning. I'm done. I'm done. You know, and he came over and we trimmed it up a little better on the bandsaw. Okay. And now Jack's going to do the belt sander. Yeah. And hopefully by this afternoon we'll have a nice shaped bow to, what are we going to do with it?
Throw it in the smoker.
We're going to, that's right. No, not that smoker. We're going to heat treat it. All right?
You're going to heat treat it. Then we'll throw it in the smoker.
Maybe, you never know. But that's where we're at. Go ahead, Jack.
I will say, Joe has a lot of patience with this. I don't.
He smokes meat. He sits, he smokes meat all day long. To me, that's like watching paint dry. How he could do that is beyond me. And then he don't have patience for this.
Nope. My lawn's growing out of control. My fence needs to be painted. My railing needs to be painted.
Well.
Spending time potentially making a bow.
Go ahead. Let's do a little sand. We'll get you doing a little shape in there.
All right,
getting
let's
it down.
see.
We put a line on it. We're trying to get it down a little bit because right now it's probably an 80-pound bow.
Yeah.
All right. And there he is using power tools, and we'll get back to it. Look at the color of the sawdust. It's white. After we're going to cook it, it's going to look like toasted almonds.
3, 2, 1, go. I'm in the Professor Zummo's care. He used all his power tools, and we shaped this bow out, and we got it to where it's. He told me don't go crazy, but it's bending a little bit, and we don't want to. What was it? We don't want to
floor till it. You don't want to crush the fibers until we heat treat it.
Yeah, but probably needs to go down quite some time.
Oh yeah.
More, and we'll make almond wood.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna do.
So now we got the back sit jig out, and we're going to put it on, and we're going to clamp it in the center, and then we're going to start working our way down one clamp at a time with heat guns until both ends are clamped.
And
and
it's
then
so hot outside. I told him we'll just do it outside. The heat will just be fine.
It really is scorching hot out there.
Joe,
it really is.
On the hottest day of the year.
So, but anyway, once this is done, then we got to pick a day or an evening, maybe a night or whatever. It's going to take 6 hours to fire harden, 3 hours each side. Look how happy he looks about that. And then after that, tiller in, he'll be shooting that thing. All right, say goodbye.
Bye.
Okay, today's the day Jack's longbow gets cooked. Okay, it's 10 o'clock. We're cooking Jack's longbow. We got it 6 inches. We got it 5 inches. Around 5 inches, 5.5 inches. Okay, so it's around 5.5 inches. Okay, we're gonna let this go for a while and check it. One more notch down made it even. It's pretty even, 5 across pretty much. And I put a little more coals where it slopes up. You can see the coals protruding on top. And it's 10:15 and we'll check it in at least a half hour. About every hour I get a stick and I'm knocking these coals around, getting the ash off. Getting the ash off, and I'm going to load them up with some new coals. And I'm getting the ash all the way down to the bottom of the tray. And I always keep new coals back here so I can just throw them on. Okay, you saw me knock around the coals. It's been an hour to get the ash off. And the other thing that you do is you raise it up so you can tighten the clamps. The clamps will loosen up a little bit, you know, just a little turn on them. You know, you don't want to twist them so you crack wood. You just want to make them snug. So now let's check out underneath. It's starting to color really nice. It's a little more darker here by the riser and a little less by the end. Okay, so hopefully we can see this on the video. It's 11:15, 2 more hours and we'll be done with this side.
So Joe has been cooking this for about an hour and a half, and he's like the expert at cooking wood, burning wood, however you want to describe it, hardening the wood, trying to get this side, this over here is a bit more cooked than this side. the wind is whipping in this.
You don't trust my my setup here. There's a little shaky.
It's a little wobbly. It's going back and forth. It's a strong wind too.
Yeah.
Probably a 20-mile-an-hour wind going on right now.
We're on Long Island, we're off the water, so we always get these big gusts.
Yeah. So it's so he's got this thing going on, and it's cooking. You know, it's got a nice little
almost a
jig. It's a jig that he's got set up that seems to be working. So, but we're charring the fire hardening this 68-inch stave of shape. I have a 29 to 30 inch draw length, and I'm shooting to get like a 45-pound, 50-pound bow, which, you know, we don't know if this is gonna work.
Well, it takes some time. We're gonna have to just try and get it to tilt and to pull back, you know.
I was ready to wait 2 years, but Joe's like, no, let's get this done.
Well, it's the difference between drying and fire hardening. When you fire harden, especially on a backset jig, after you shoot it, you don't have string follow.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. Like those bows that you saw me shoot on my last video. When I unstrung them and I brought them in the house and they sat for a little bit, they got a little bit of backset back. You know, that's what happens to the cells. They become strong, hardened, and it keeps that string follow from happening. So
this will be, if this works, this will be a nice self bow. You know, the Osage bow, we had a back. It's technically not a self bow. It's got a backing on it. Yeah, but this one we're trying to shoot, no pun intended, for a self bow. And if I can get that weight that I'm looking for at my draw length, this will be a great accomplishment. Not as enthusiastic as Joe is, but Crazy loves company, and I'm here, so I should have brought over some sausages and we could have cooked them up.
We could do that.
Yeah.
So anyway, Long Island has great breakfast sandwiches. So while I'm in there getting a bagel with a buttered everything bagel with salt, pepper, and eggs and cheese on it, there's landscapers there, and I'm talking to the landscapers. I said, you guys cut trees? They said, yeah, we cut trees. I said, okay. I gave my name and number. I told them I want some elm, I want some black locust, I want some hickory, whatever you get, 8 inches, at least 72 inches long. But it can't have any knots or anything. They said, okay. I said, I'll give you $25 for each log you give me. They said, you got it, and we'll see if they call me in the next couple of days or weeks or whatever. But I got my feelers out to make different wood. Right? We're going to try different woods, right, Jack?
Yeah, and it's good to see, you know, we went down the rabbit hole of buying online at eBay and online sources, and they describe it as one thing, and when you get it, it's not really how they describe it. So seeing the log is definitely a plus, and you can see how the grain is, how the growth is, and see how, if it's twisted or knotted. And then you can say, yeah, it's worth working on. So far, we've been very lucky. How many staves did we cut out of that log?
Like 11.
Yeah.
And I got, out of the bad ones, I got one bow. They all fire. None of them broke.
Well, one broke, but your
one broke
chance.
and I repaired it. Yeah. I repaired it with AE40, and it shoots like a champ. So that's pretty good in a sense, because they're all shooting bows, and they're actually all good. They're all hunting bows. If you think about the weight. These are all 45 plus pound bows. You know, they're all hunting bows.
Yeah, out here, what is it?
35 minimum.
Yeah, 35-pound minimum, and that's a bow that, you know, you can sharpen a broadhead, you'll go right through the animal.
Yeah.
So this is what we do. Yeah, this is fun.
All right, so we'll continue. We're going to see him tiller in this thing, and hopefully we can get it to his really long gorilla arms, and we'll watch him shooting. All right. So more in the future. Okay, so we're at poolside there, Jack and me, and from the poolside, I don't know if you got us or not in the camera. I got us in the camera, but you can see the bottom of the bow, and it's browning. The end still has to go more. I'm contemplating dropping it down one more notch. I might get out and drop it a notch. But we're going on the second hour now, and then it'll be one more hour, and then we switch sides. So it's going okay. Not bad. It's not that hot out today. It's a good day.
Yes, it is. Nice to be in the pool. Joe's got the nice setup. I'm like, all right, let's get this done. All we got to do, I'm thinking the next bow, Joe.
Yeah.
Forget the saws, forget the knives. We'll just use ashes and we'll burn them off like the Indians.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? I'll set up the camera and you can do that.
100-degree day.
On a 100-degree day. So anyway, this is my yard here. I got a built-in pool and I got the range. I'm not a rich guy. I just have a big mortgage. When I bought, this is like, I don't know, I had a couple of houses. You know, you buy one, you sell one, you buy one, you sell one. So this was my last house, and I wanted big enough to shoot the bow. So I figured if I got to pay a giant mortgage, I got to pay the pool off too. So there we go, right, Jack?
Very nice. Nice. First, I say this is the second time I've been swimming.
Yeah, in a while, huh?
One time, yep. It's been a long time since I've gone in the pool.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, after the leg. I lost the leg, and so now I don't swim as much as I used to.
Jack had a motorcycle accident.
I had an accident. I happened to be on a motorcycle.
Yeah, happened to be on a motorcycle. Somebody turned in front of him, and he wound up losing a leg.
She didn't turn in front of me. She just T-boned me.
Really? T-boned you? Oh, my God. I didn't even know that.
She went right through the red light.
Wow.
T-boned me at the intersection.
So, Jack, as a result, Jack lost a leg, and we were talking, and he wanted to know if and I kept on telling me, he said, I'd love to get into traditional archery. So I said, come over. He says, I heard all over. I said, you know what? I got these really light bows. Don't worry about it. Once I got them over, that was it.
My whole left side was busted up, and I wasn't sure if I could pull back. I'm right-handed. I didn't know how much I could pull back. But I came over to Joe's house. I saw his collection. I said, oh, you're really into archery. I didn't realize how into archery you were. And that was it.
Yeah. And we actually know each other since our kids were little in Boy Scouts.
Yep.
And then years later, we, got into this here.
Cross paths again, and got into this. And now I'm questioning my choices.
Yeah. Choices in friends, choices in everything, right?
Yeah, out there. Bear hunting with a recurve. I'm like, what?
And you got one, right?
I did.
Yeah, got his first bear with a recurve, man. How exciting was that? I told him if the bear comes at you, stick out the bad leg. Stick that bad leg out for it to bite, right, Jack?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. All right, that was some trophy though, right? Awesome.
Sure is. And Joe's been biggest cheerleader in trad. He's gotten so many people into traditional archery over the years that I've known him. I will say that's a value to the whole traditional archers group.
Yeah, I love it, so I don't mind sharing, passing it on. We're only here for a short time on this earth, and if you could pass on your knowledge and make somebody else happy and get them addicted to this wonderful sport, why not, right?
Yeah, and we've grown very close as friends, like brothers almost.
Yeah, absolutely.
Much like brothers, and so we razz each other quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
I like busting his chops probably more than that I should, but you know.
Yeah, we gotta have fun. That's life,
like
man.
Kids.
Yeah, big kids, man, big kids.
All right, boom, boom.
All right, man. We're gonna keep on cooking.
Yep.
Okay, went for 3.5 hours, and really don't want to scorch it too much. But look, you got brown here, you got brown here. This gets a little scorched. It's hard to, when we tiller it, that's gonna come down. You see the edges starting to change color. So 3 hours seems to be like the right mix, the right time. So I got coals going over on this side here. And once they catch, I put some of the old coals on top. Once they catch a little better, we're gonna cook the other side. It's 1:30 and we got the other side cooking. So 4:30, 5 o'clock, hopefully we'll be done. Gotta watch it now. It's 10 after 2 and you can see we're starting to get a nice slight color change on the other limb that we're cooking. Low and slow, a few more hours. Couple more hours at least. Okay, it's cooking, coming along good. Put more coals on, raised it up a little bit. Getting a little color under there. It's looking pretty good. Got a little higher. I'm cutting the grass in between. Just gotta watch, make sure it don't overheat. Don't cook too much. Okay, it's 3 o'clock. I stirred the coals again, checked it out. It's brown and nice. I cut the weeds in between, watching the bow. And let's see what we got under here. It's looking good. It's looking good. We'll check it in another half hour or so. Okay, 3 o'clock, I stirred the coals. I put more coals in. And I kept it a little higher than it is now. And I cut the grass in the front. Came back, it's 3:30. And I lowered it, and I got more coals here because the end needs to be cooked just a little bit more. That's 3:30. Got at least another hour to go. Okay, it's 4:30. The second side on the right is done. The tip on the first side needed to be done, so you could see the pile of coals there I put. All right, just to toast it a little bit more. There's Jack. Say hello, Jack.
Hello, Jack.
Jack's back. So, all right. It's going to be done in a half hour.
Race my 1-inch mark.
Oh, did I?
Yes.
Okay, so we have a long, short string on, and we have it on the tillering tree. And we're going to micro tiller it using a straight edge. So Jack's going to pull it down just a little bit.
Let's see if I can turn this. It has all these grooves in it. What are the dimensions of the grooves, Joe?
I don't know what I put them 2 inches apart maybe. So all we're going to do is we have it lined up in the center. See, we mark the center of the bow. We have the center and the center of this. And this is very heavy. But all we're doing is we're going to go down just a tiny little bit like that. And Jack grabbed the straight edge. Here it is. And what we did was we marked the fade outs. You see where the lines are for the fade out? And then what we're going to do is we're going to look at this from the fade out here to here. Okay? And we're going to see if we can get a mirror image.
We also got turkeys in the background here, tempting me.
So anyway, you see that we have over here a space and we have no space here. You see that? We're going to pull it down, I think, another inch to check, but we're going to wind up taking material out of here.
All right, there's the fade out.
Okay.
Yeah, I see.
You see this, see? And this is where the material is going to come out. So what we do is we just take a pencil and we're going to mark here underneath. Okay? And then let's check the other limb out. And we're going to put this here by the fade out.
That's why you needed to have that perfectly lined up.
Right.
It's the cat chasing the turkeys.
Okay, so now we look at this here.
It's a little wider over there.
And then over here it's touching. So here is a little bit more touching. Okay. There's my neighbor's little cat coming over. She was chasing the turkeys. The cats only chase the turkeys one time, and then the turkeys kick their butt, and that's the end of it. They don't bother the turkeys no more. So what we'll do is we'll take a little bit off where the pencil mark is, and then we're going to go down. We're down 2 marks. We'll go down 3 marks to get a better bend and see what we got to take off.
Yep. I'm Joe's challenging student.
So, all right. So okay. He's going to erase the pencil marks. That's the high spot. And then he's going to lay it flat and just touch it up a little bit. And that's it. Okay? Every time you take off material, you round the edges. And yes, the front you could do too, which is the back of the bow. And the belly of the bow is always the part that faces your belly. That's what we're rounding the edges. And then we're going to put it on that tillering stick again and check it. Okay, look at the sawdust that comes off the fire hardening. It looks like toasted almond compared to... Yeah. Do you have friends like this? So anyway, it comes off like toasted almond versus wood that wasn't fire hardened.
We have fun doing this. A lot of Joe's stuff is not on camera, and I keep telling him we should put this on camera because we do have a lot of fun doing this. I drive him nuts.
Yes, he does.
If my friend Hugh is here,
oh, forget it.
We'd be laughing so hard, nothing would get done.
Yeah. So we're going to put the string on and check it out. All right, so we're going to check the fade outs. And I told Jack, I says, Jack, I says, you got to exercise the limbs. He says, I ain't doing that because I know what you're going to do. Because they got me on the video with this here, pulling like this. And they put music to it. Okay, so it wasn't really, you know, messed up friends. Him and you diver.
You just had to have an imagination. I was like, what the hell is he doing? Just shut off the voice.
And the imagination.
We put some 70s music.
Definitely out of good. That's what you get, you see? That's what you get. Go ahead.
All right, let's get this going. So we start the transition. Right. We got the line. There's the transition. Okay, now I'm on the belly.
Now let's check out. You see how we got a nice space there?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Well, that's what we want even. Look, you see? Now we want a mirror image. You see, here's the center. And this look like that pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So not bad. Let's go check out the other side. That's the idea of this micro tillering.
Joe's good with micro shit.
Yeah. Okay. So now let's check on this one here.
There's a big gap over there.
Yeah. So where does it need to be taken out? On the end? The outer end, maybe?
Oh, hold on. Is that on the transition?
Yeah, now it is.
Well, I don't know. We could say the transition.
Now it is. So maybe a little more on this end. Right? From here down, maybe?
We've done that.
Yeah, let me look back. Okay. Can you hand that away? Yes, we need to get this to bend a little more. Here down. Okay, we're going to remove some material from here down. We're going to get this to bend.
All right.
All right, and then
it looks like it's bending pretty good.
We're going to try to match them up, mirror images. And he's got such a long draw length. What is it?
It's 29 3/4. So 29.
So as we're getting it, it's critical when we get down, we get it bending more, that we get it to bend, you know, with this, when we have the string on it, everything bending even. Because every little bit, you know, 1/4 inch here, 1/4 inch there, gives you an extra 1/2 inch of draw.
Yep.
Okay, so Christine Pizzini is my most improved student. She really shoots incredible.
Yes, she does.
So she's over here Saturday. She comes and she practices. So she decided to go to the dark side. Her boyfriend Marco bought her a compound. Tell her what you did to my new fence, Christine.
I shot his brand new fence.
She put an arrow through my brand new fence. And then what does she say she wants to do?
I want to sign it. I want to autograph it.
She wants to autograph it, the hole in my fence,
won't
all
let
right?
me.
I won't let her because I got to patch it up. It's a brand new fence.
She didn't purposely poke a hole in the fence. It's a ricochet.
It was,
Yeah.
it was a ricochet. It was.
Yeah, it was the loose nut behind the bow.
What's the saying?
Yeah.
Crazy loves company.
Crazy loves company.
So anyway, she's coming over to practice. Jack's working on the bow, and no compound today, right?
No compound.
I thought
My
she was
fence
coming
is
over to
safe.
make a bow.
No, not this time.
Well, she has a bow that
I do have
we
a bow,
made. Yeah,
yeah.
it was
A
what's it?
U-boat.
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 Well, not a U-boat.
U-boat. It's
U-boat.
Y-E-W.
Yeah,
Y-E-W.
that Marco bought her a stave, and I made it, and she has a U-boat.
It's a nice one.
Yeah. So, all right, so that's it. I'm going to just shut this off. See?
Bye.
Say goodbye.
Taking off this part.
Okay, we're going to do a little sanding and
We
flexing.
gotta now sand the edges, right? That's what Joe said. Professor Zummo told me that each time you do this, you sand
The edges.
the edges. And what's the reason, Joe?
So you don't get splinters. There's less of a chance of getting a splinter when it's rounded than versus a sharp edge.
And it's okay to do it on the belly and the back.
Right, mostly
Is
the
it-
belly though, but yes.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of looking for a nice oval shape.
Yeah, okay. All right.
You know, I like curves.
Yeah, me too. But on the bows, you got to be careful what you're doing. All right, goodbye. Okay, we like to try to keep the string fairly taut. So we twisted it up a little bit. Okay.
Do I go down one more, Joe?
No, we're going to just check it and see how we did now on the other side. And then what we'll do is we'll put it over here when we get it, and we'll exercise it just a little bit and recheck it. Here's the straight edge.
So I'm on the transition point. This side we didn't do anything to.
No, we didn't do nothing, but we're just checking. You kind of see nice in the mirror edge. We got a nice bend going across. There's really nothing too odd about it.
Yep. Looks
And then we're going to go through the other side and check the other side.
good. Oh crap!
Where you keep banging into things there. Okay, let's see. You got it up there?
Yep.
All right, now you see what we did? We marked that side, and look what we got. We got a little more bend going on. See? Looking pretty good. So now what we're going to do, we're going to put it on that pulley next, and we're going to see the pounds. And you don't want to pull it, I say it's okay to pull it 5 pounds more than you go with. Because once you put the string on, when the always bends a little more and you take off extra weight. So what weight are you going for on this? What do you want, 45, 50? What do you want, 55? What are you going for?
I'm looking for 50 pound bow.
All right, so maybe we'll see, we'll get 55.
Minimum
will be,
45.
So we'll kind of shoot for like over 50, like 55, and then we'll see what happens.
He
So,
says it's crazy enough to do it.
so what we'll do is we'll take it off, put it on that pulley tillering tree I have.
And he's gonna want me to bend it a couple of times.
We got to flex it a little bit, flex it in.
Notice
Check.
I'm not jumping up and down like you, Joe.
Yeah, well, because you don't have
Short
perverts.
moves- Short motions.
You don't have any perverts with a camera trying to get, you know, crazy pictures of you flexing.
I want to break the bow, you know.
Now you don't
It's
wanna
taking
break-
it's
Now
taking
you-
me so long to get to this point.
Now you don't want to break it? Okay.
You can tell him why. Been sitting on Joe's
Okay, there we go.
dining room table for
There
so
we go. We're
long.
getting there.
And he hasn't been able to have a meal because of this bow being there. Nice elegant meal.
No, he's exaggerating.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
eat in the kitchen. But anyway,
This feels good.
it feels good. It looks good. We're going down to like 11 inches maybe.
Want me to go to 11?
Go
I'm
to
gonna
11.
straighten the
the bow out, yes.
not the bow, the jig. Yeah, there you go.
There we go. Make it look a little better.
I don't know if you want to put. Actually, it's not centered anymore.
Hold on. I'm gonna reset it. Let go a little bit.
Good.
Real slack, Jack.
Hey, you made a run.
Yeah, slack, Jack. Go ahead. Okay, we're down at 11, 53 pounds, so that's good. We're going to go down 11 inches on the other side and check the limbs and see where we got to take off. Okay, since there's the two of us, he's going to pull it down to 11, and I'm going to check with the straight edge. Okay, stop right there. Okay, if we're looking at this here now, we got a little less of a bend here. Just a little bit of a less bend right here. Would you say something?
Yeah, you're looking at the gap, the visual
Right.
gap, yeah.
A little less here. Okay, so now I'm going to go around.
You don't want to jump over the rope?
No, you don't want to see me fall. So anyway. Okay, now let's look at this here. How does that look, Jack?
So you gotta open up the, yeah, I think close to the limb, you gotta open it up a little bit
A little
more.
bit more, right?
Yeah. We got 52 pounds right now at 11 inches.
Okay, so now we're going to take some more material down on the outer limbs, and then we're going to see. Okay, we're just going to check it out here. It looks like a nice mirror image, right? Looking good, right? Okay, let's check out the other side.
Hey, move some.
Okay, look, we got the end bended, right? Right? We got it bended. We got everything bended and lifted. Looking good.
Good.
All right, let's put it on the tiller and tree and figure out what we're going to
Hickory
do.
Bill 101.
Okay, we're reducing the weight. See the pencil lines? Going to do like 5 strokes.
One more.
And then what happens is once we get down to like 19, 20 inches, we're going to put a real string on and we'll have to re-tiller. So it'll be close.
I'm putting a lot of pressure on it. It's probably just not. All this almond sand. Almond dust.
Okay, so now we're going to put it and check out the pounds.
Pencil marks gone.
Pencil marks down.
This is where the clamp was.
Yeah. When we heat treated
When we
it.
heat treated it.
Actually, fire hardened it. I'm sorry, not heat treated it.
Burnt it.
Yeah, all right, cooked it, yeah.
We burnt it. We just say what it is. We burnt it.
We reduced 5 strokes, and we're going to see, he's going to flex it a little bit, and then we're going to go down to that 13, which is a 15 inch, and we're going to see what kind of weight we got.
So I sanded with the belt sander and then hand sanded.
The edges, he rounded the edges nice.
That clicking sound scares me. But that's the
tiller thing.
that's the tiller.
All right, see what we got there. We got 54 pounds. So what we have before, 55? All right, so at 14, it's 56. So we got to take off a little more. So we know 5 strokes took off a little more than a pound, 2 pounds, right?
Let's look at the bow. Let's look at the bend
All right.
at 15. How does that look?
Looks really nice. All right, let me stop this, and then when we'll start it again, I'll take some checks.
So,
Okay, we exercised it a little bit. Jack exercised a little bit, and we're going to go down and see how much we reduced the weight. We're going down to
it's
15.
55.
Got 55 pounds at 15 inches.
Yeah.
So that's the goal. So we're going to take off a little more weight and go down. We're almost at the point where we're going to put a string on it and then check it. So a little more weight
we don't
reduction.
want to keep going down any further because we don't want to compress.
We don't want to put too much compression on the belly or tension on the back. So that's why we don't want to increase the weight too much.
Yeah, 55 is a good number. Joe keeps shortening the string so that when we put it up, this, whatever you call this, tillering string.
Yeah. And we're going to eventually put a string on. You can see already looking that this side here has a bigger gap than this side. So we're going to put it up, flex it a little bit, and then use the straight edge and see what we got. Okay, did a little more weight reduction, and we're slowly tightening up this long string. We got a couple inches of brace height, and we're going to exercise it and see what we got here.
And we already know that the tiller is to the left-hand side, needs to be opened up some more.
A little bit more, but we're going to exercise and see what we got. Every time you remove material, you round the edges and you exercise the limbs, and then we'll check it. Okay, what do we got? 52 pounds at that, so hold it there.
At 16, we got 52 pounds. You want to go to 17 or no?
Go ahead. 17.
54.
54, so that's 19 inch, actually a 19 inch draw. All right, so pull it down to that.
17. 54.
What do you want to go to, 17 or 19?
Well, what do you want me to do?
Go to 19 quick.
I stopped at 17.
Oh, then go to 17 then.
You said 19 because of the 2 inches.
Right.
I can go to 18. It wants to go.
Okay, let's look. We see it here?
Yeah, we got to do the tip.
How does it look?
The tips again.
The tip a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
And the midpoint. We're going to have to mark the midpoint. Here's the midpoint. We got 1 3/4 inches. Let's check the other side.
Okay. Oof. 17. Oh yeah, it's a lot more.
Okay. Look at this here. We got
2 inches.
2.5 inches.
Yes.
What do we have on the other side?
1 3/4 inches.
Yeah, so we need to remove a lot of material on this. And that's why when we put the string on, you wind up reducing a lot of weight. That's why we shoot for that 55 early.
It already looks thin though.
Yeah.
Limb-wise, you know.
So we're going to remove weight on this side and the end. Go ahead.
So we see that there's a tillering issue. So we marked the midpoint of the limb and the
fade out.
Transition, the fade out. And we're measuring the gap here. I don't know if you guys can see that.
No. Just tell them the measurement.
It's about 3 1/4 there. And this mark, it's about 3 3/4. So it's a 1/2 inch wider here.
So
than on this
we've been working on, Jack's been working on removing from that limb. We got to remove some more material. And that's why I always say go for a little bigger goal weight. Yeah. And we'll see what happens. More work to do. Hey, Jack.
So we have now, this side was earlier, this side was too narrow compared to this side. And we've now made a couple of marking points which were midway down the limbs. And now we're about 4 inches there. And using the same side, I was on the outside of the string, and it's about 4 inches there. Where the transition was, it's around 5 inches. And it's around 5 inches there as well.
And we have a short brace height, so what is it from the string to the bottom of the handle there?
From the string to the bottom of the handle, it's about 4 inches.
About 4 inches. So we have like a 4 inch brace height, right?
We're gonna change that.
Right. So, but anyway, it was such a difference. That's why we're doing a little at a time.
Of an inch, at least.
Yeah, we're doing this micro tillering, taking care of the one side. Once you string it, that's why I say from now on, I'm shooting for like 5 pounds heavier. Because whatever reason, whenever you put a string on, you always get one side that's a little more than the other. And look at it, it's perfect now, right? See, it's perfect. But yet we're going to flex it now on the pulley, and then we'll have nothing to do but reduce weight and get it to our draw length.
And each time we do this, Joe moves it, just kind of gives it a little...
Yeah, exercise them about, 15, 20 times, exercise it a little bit.
Then we check it out, and it looks pretty darn good. So.
Yeah, coming along, man. We're getting the bow.
But it's probably about 65 pounds. Right
yeah,
now,
it's probably, yeah.
So, from
Okay, just stand on the side if you can, so we can see it. And it looks pretty good. Looks like a nice mirror image. Let's check the other side.
Whew. Joe told me this is fun.
Yeah.
He says he likes this.
Okay.
Can you see that side?
Yeah, and that looks good too, but the problem is this side looks like it's got a bigger gap than the other side. So now that we flexed it, what we're going to do is check the distance from the string to those marks.
All right, so
We got 5 inches there. Okay. Just a hair less than 5 inches there.
this side,
3.5 looks like, right? Oh, more.
3/4 maybe.
Okay, let's check the other outer edge.
And these are the midpoints of the limb. Yeah, a 4.
And what do we have over there? That's less.
3, yeah.
Okay, so we know we gotta reduce the weight anyway. We're gonna take more off that side than that side. You know, it's a balance game. It's a game of balance. So there we go. We're reducing weight. We weren't going to show you 50,000 trips of sand in it, but we got it fairly even now. And we're going to flex it and just check out the weight because we've been reducing some of the weight.
The reason why we have a pencil over there is because the handle, the riser, is a little thinner than the gap. So, what did we go down to before?
20 or 22? I don't know. Around 20 at least it was.
I don't know what it says.
It's 49, almost 50 at the 20. So at 22 it's 50 pounds. So which means it needs to get more weight reduced.
We got 22 there.
Yeah, 52.
What do we got there?
53.9, almost 54 pounds at 22, which is 26, right? 22, 23, I mean 24. It's actually 24-inch straw length, and we got the 53 at 24-inch straw length. Okay, we got 54 at 25, right? Okay, let's see what we got quick.
Yep.
Looking good, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me go around, lift it up. Ready?
55 at 26, we said, or 25?
25. How's it looking?
Looking good.
Looking really good.
We got 3 more inches to flex at. Right?
Yeah, we're getting there, man, right? 3 more inches, but we got to do a little weight reduction. Right, we're at 55 now,
yeah.
so.
Whew, a lot of work.
Yeah, let's see what we got, man.
Alrighty. Nibbling away, Joe, nibbling away. Look how it lifts out of that, at the handle, how it lifts up.
A lot of stress on that point, man. There's a lot of stress there.
It's 22. 3, 6. What we got at 26? 56 pounds?
Yeah, 56 pounds. We're going to take a little bit more.
A little bit more. The 26 plus 2 for the handle thickness.
We got 28.
28 inches.
28.
56 pounds at 28. And my drawer is 29 3/4. So
We're
this
almost
would be,
there. We're almost there, man. So close.
I don't know if I should keep tillering it at this weight.
Maybe just take off a little more weight. I don't know.
Let's take off a couple of passes.
Yeah.
Now it's getting hot out.
Yeah, let's see. We've been doing, Jack's been going back and forth, evening it out. We're trying to get every inch to bend. It's 68 inches. The goal is that we're going to get it down to that 28-inch mark or close to it for his 30-inch draw.
Go down a little bit more on that.
We got 42, 46. If we get down to 27, it's 29. You should try and draw it at your draw length when we get down to 27. 54, we want at 55 pounds. That's it, baby.
58.
All right, so maybe you could take a little off.
Yeah, it's about 58. It's 29 inches.
Okay, I think you should
59.
pull it back at your draw length now and let's see what it looks like with a profile. Go ahead, do it while we're on camera, man. You might as well.
Yeah,
I'm
but I
gonna
was looking
stop
at
it.
this tip. Watch this tip.
All right.
Wait, let me get to my draw line.
It's okay, it's good. It's all good.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's all good.
Okay.
Okay, here we
This
are.
is it. Let's see.
A lot of hard work. We're gonna see. I'm standing back,
We don't have no shelf cut in.
just seeing if we can pull it back to his draw length. That's it. Oh baby, Jack's got a bow. Congratulations.
We're now, this is at about 60 pounds.
60 pounds.
Yeah, let me do that one more time.
Well done, Jack.
I don't have my gloves on, but
Well done.
yeah, that's it right there.
Well done. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thanks, Joe.
We did it, man. Awesome.
You know, it's been a lot of fun. Joe says he really likes doing this stuff. You could tell. But we have a lot off camera with lots of laughs. Lots of laughs.
Yeah, too many.
Too many, and we'll probably have to edit this.
Yeah.
What a great time.
Congratulations. What a nice bow. Maybe we may have to make the brace height a little bigger, but we got to cut a shelf. We got a lot of work to do, but we got to pull them back. That's the main thing.
Yep, and it looks like the tiller is pretty good. Might be a little bit wide here. We'll check it
We'll
out.
just check it. We'll touch it up. We got enough weight. We can play a little bit.
Yep.
Hey, checking out the moisture content in Jack's Hickory bow is 8.8 in the handle, the riser, 8.8 in the limbs, 8.7 in the limbs, so it's about 8.8. Okay, so it's not holding a lot of moisture since we fire hardened it. Fire hardening did its job. What we're going to do is we're going to step back now, and since we fire hardened it and we put it on a backset jig, the goal is to have either a little backset, meaning the limbs would be lifting up, or have it even so there's no string follow. And what we have, after pulling back a 60-pound bow several times, flexing it all day long, it's nice and even. There's no string follow. So, good job. It worked. The fire hardening did its job. And we've got a really good bow. It's just got to be shaped.
Joe and I, we shaped the tips, cut in the grooves, shaped it a little bit more. We have it tillered.
Yeah, it's a crowned
Nice.
shelf.
Put a shelf in,
Radius
put a little
window.
grip shaped to my hand, and we're going to do a test fire of an arrow. This arrow's about 500 grains, about 600 grain arrow. A little under 600 grain arrow, I believe this one is.
This is the first time he's shooting this bow, so we all get to see it together.
Yeah, we pulled it back the other day.
Like lightning. Those you have to canter a little bit too.
Yeah.
We may have to cut the shelf a little bit more, but you gotta watch.
Well, let's just try it one more time.
Canter. There you go. That's it.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Throwing them out pretty good.
Yeah, it's kicking to the
To the left.
Left.
It's a little weak, actually. Believe it or not, if it's kicking to the left,
kicking
it's a
to the
little weak.
left.
You know, it's 60 pounds, so.
I'm gonna go pull those arrows and do this again.
Second time.
Second round of 3.
There you go, man. They're flying pretty quick.
Yeah, they are. So now I'm taking my time because I'm like, you know, when you start shooting one of these bows, you're thinking it's just gonna blow up in your hands as you're pulling back. So I'm feeling better. So I'm gonna hold it, aim, and try to shoot, you know, in a nice group now. So.
And you can see it's a lot better, right?
Oh yeah.
Look at that. What a beautiful group.
I got three, I would say it's about a 4-inch grouping out there. And you know, I just hit my wrist a little bit right there.
Yeah, tell them about that bow. Tell them that it was a real tree.
How long ago was it? This was the neighbor's hickory tree. And it was sitting on Joe's dining room table because I'm a procrastinator. And
well, how long was that tree cut down? It's only a couple of months old, right?
Yeah,
it's only a couple of months
old. It's right now. It's August 19th, 18th.
Yeah, something
like that. I've lost time with building bows, and it was cut down in around May or June. Yeah, the party was in June, so it was in May. Cut down in May, and it's already in. We made a nice
fire hardened, and that
bow.
allowed him to make a bow and shoot it. That's a raw stave that we turned into a shootable bow in no time.
Yeah. And I had to figure out a name for it, you know, because the first bow was Osage orange and it was all twisted. So this is my second self bow with Joe's tutelage, and the first one was called Chit Stave, but I'm thinking this is going to be called something else.
Yeah.
I'm going to work on the grip a little bit more, get it to my liking. I don't like angles, I like curves. So maybe it'll be a nice name. Maybe one of you guys could suggest the name.
Yeah.
How's that?
All right. This is going to go on YouTube tonight.
Okay.
So anyway, always check out my videos on Bear Bow Joe. You never know what we're going to post. Jack came a long way. Look at this. Beautiful bow.
We'll do a weight test that you got.
We'll do it now. Here we go.
Yeah.
We'll see what it is at his draw line. Make sure it's zeroed out. Good. And then just hook it and pull it back to your anchor. Let it down. 55.72. So like 56 pounds at his draw length.
And we were hoping that it was going to be a 55-pound bow.
And look at that. It's beautiful. And it shoots really well. And it's quiet. The most amazing thing about these bows is they're all quiet. All these self bows. Take them in the woods. You probably get a second shot if you had a bad shot because it's so quiet. Very cool, Jack. You did a great job, man.
Yeah. Now I'm just going to erase all these pencil marks with a nice eraser.
And then how are you going to finish it? Do you have any idea yet?
Well, I do have some bear fat.
Okay. Oh, all right.
Try to think of the ways the Indians do. Maybe some tongue oil.
Yeah, that might be better.
Tongue oil on this. You really want to seal it so that even though it's fire hardened,
right? You want to
and it's hydrophobic, it'd be helpful and you know, to put a sealer on it to keep the heavy moisture out, like if it fell into the water or something like that.
Yep.
But I don't.
A snowy day or rainy day, you're stuck. Yeah.
That's it.
Jack's going on the bear hunt
next week,
so I don't think he's taking that. He's taking a super curve, but
yeah,
he may go hunting with that at some point when he gets tuned in with it. You never know.
Oh yeah,
right?
definitely. I'm gonna go take this with deer hunting. I'm definitely gonna try to harvest a deer with this. I kind of just really almost want to just pinch this a little bit more in the front.
Yeah, a little fine tuning just to make it feel good. If a bow fits good in your hand, you shoot good.
You shoot good.
It's just the way it is. All right. Have a good day. Every day you wake up is a good day.
Thank you, Joe.
Great job. Quick chrono test. .153. And that's with a heavy arrow, right? That thing's 600 plus.
5 grain.
So with a heavy arrow, it's kicking them out pretty good.
152.
And you can see down there he's touching arrows in the bag too. All right, so at least we know what it is, right, Jack?
Yeah, and if I tune these arrows, would they go faster?
I don't know about faster, but you'll group better.
That's right.